Whoa! Hello. This is it, part 3. These are my top 5 favorite games I played in 2019. So excited to share them with you. So good. Hey guys, I'm Evan with BeingFriends, and we are a channel dedicated to showing you how games can help you connect with others. Oh, and by the way, our studio is set up for our Valentine's Day video, and I did not have the heart to take it down. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. It's gonna be really good. All right, guys, let's get to the list. I'm so excited. Next up is Robinson Crusoe, Adventures on the Cursed Island. Holy heck. This is another cooperative game. This game is some of the most rewarding gameplay experiences I've ever had, probably ever. Almost every single element of this game is like, whoa. I don't even know how to explain how I love it so much, but I look at this game and I go, I always would be happy to play this more. And I think I will be playing this game for a long time. It feels so thematically strong in the way that I actually feel like I'm my character and we are stranded on the cursed island and everything's going wrong. Players are working together to explore the island, gather resources, and build a sustainable camp in order to survive, all while completing various tasks that are required to win the scenario. It's great. Rez Arcana is so good. This game actually came out this year. I heard about it from a good friend. He basically was like, you gotta check out Rez Arcana. And it was just like, sure, I'll buy it. And I'm so glad I did because it is so fresh and interesting. It's like an engine building game and it just does so much with so little. Basically, everyone has a deck of 8 cards and you're basically using those cards to get resources so that you can get more resources and then use those resources to get points in various different ways. The way that each of the different cards interacts, it feels like an exciting discovery every time you find one of these combos. They're so prevalent, all these different combos. It feels like you're creating something every time you play it that is different than the last time you played it, and you're just gonna see if it works or not. It becomes this really interesting project. It feels so creative to play it. So it is some of the most fun gameplay for that reason. It's also a race because you could go for huge things, but sometimes those things won't pay off in time. This game is wonderful, and from the first few plays, literally, like, I could play this countless times with nothing new, but I just really want more expansions. These are freaking good games. I don't even know, I might have done this in the wrong order. This next game it's Aeons End. That's Aeons End. I don't freaking care what you're supposed to pronounce it. I'm gonna say Aeons End. Aeons End is another cooperative deck building game, and it's also really good. The gameplay is probably the most fun deck building game I've ever played. It feels like there's always something to do and help the team. Plus, there's always something to spend your money on, which is unique because a lot of deck building games, you get your money engine up and then you're like buying a bunch of super powerful cards, and then at one point it's like buying cards doesn't matter anymore. Now I just have tons of money. That's it. But this game changes that, where you could always spend money to charge up your special ability, and they're really good. So that in itself is a huge improvement. Also, all the art is stellar. It's incredibly beautiful artwork. The character design is really good. Plus the world building is just really cool. The writing in this game is incredible, which is unique because a lot of board games really have just really cheesy writing in it. But this one is interesting and engaging and just like there's depth to it. The biggest thing that I love about this game are the nemesis. Is that the right word? The nemesis. This is what you're doing in this game. You are destroying the big bad guy. You're fighting the final boss. You're literally the last people alive trying to fight this bad guy and save the final city that's alive. So that's crazy. But these enemies, there's 4 different ones in the base game, and then every expansion adds even more. So there's a ton of different ones, and they're all so different and so organic that it feels like you're literally fighting the final boss, and every time it's super unique. So I love them so much. It is one of the best systems for a cooperative game that you're fighting against. There's this guy right here. He just attacks and he just destroys you. He's hard, but he is simple. And then there's another character, his name is the Crooked Mask. The Crooked Mask! What he does is not attack at times. His goal is to corrupt your mind. And so he gives you these cards and shuffles them into your deck. And these corruption cards do something that's not good, but it does something else. It's really good, which makes them not great, but kind of super fun, and you kind of want them. always a really close game, it feels, which is great, and it's just so cool. It's so inventive. I could play with just the stuff in here for a while, but I think I want to get every single expansion. And I think I'm going to. I'm so excited to. This year is going to be full of Aeons End and full of my friends saying it's pronounced Aeons End and me saying the next game is, in fact, another cooperative game, and this one is one of the best, and it might be my favorite ever. That's huge, but this game is Spirit Island. I just love almost everything about it. It is nearly perfect for me, and it is some of the most fun cooperative gaming I've ever played. First of all, the theme is just so cool. You're actually the spirits on this island. Your goal is to actually destroy the settlers and kill them and scare them, which is hilarious and also just awesome. I love the idea of being these nature spirits rising up to defend the land. I love that idea so much. There's 8 spirits in this box, so you can be the strength of the earth. Lightning, swift strike, all these different guys. It is just wonderful, and they all feel so unique and so different and so strong in their own ways. And so everyone's these different spirits, and we're all doing things completely different from each other, working together to defend the land, which is hard, but we're all doing such different things that you really feel like you're your own guy contributing to the team. It's mostly like, this is what I'm gonna do, how can you guys support me in what I'm gonna do, and then how can I support you guys in what you want to do, and what's the most strong strategy. And that makes it feel like both way more interesting cooperative gameplay because you're working together as unique parts of the team, but also there's so much more agency as each part of the team that you feel like you're part of the team, and that is way more rewarding to me. Plus, you're part of the team. All of the elements and strategy that goes into building your deck and all your spirit abilities and all these things, and the way that that comes together is one of the most beautiful things. So I love this game so much, and that's why it's my number 2, and it almost should be my number 1. It's literally maybe my number 1 of this year. I'm so glad that I got it. I didn't know how much I was gonna love it. The number one, my number one game, my last game, which is Root. This game is gorgeous in so many ways. The artwork is beautiful. Kyle Farron did an incredible job the entire time. It's just got so much charm and personality, and it's just so cute. This is a game where you are all woodland creatures, basically at war over the land. The cats, they have their kingdom already there, but the birds, they're like the locals, and the cats took over, so the birds want revenge. The Woodland Alliance is a rebellion, and then this vagabond, he's just a guy who wants to he's just a guy. So all these guys are fighting each other to get the most points the fastest, basically. But this is an asymmetrical game, which means that each faction is its own unique game. They all play completely differently, which is so fun for me because it means that they all come together in a way that is unique compared to a normal game where everyone's kind of just doing the same thing and trying to be the best at doing that same thing, which is not necessarily bad, but asymmetrical is fresh for me for that reason. This game feels like there's an actual ecosystem, feels organic and interesting and new every time because the way that this faction and this faction interact with each other is different, especially depending on how you play it, plus depending on where everything's going on the board. So it feels really, really beautiful in that way. Each faction is completely different, and that would be like cool. That is not enough to make the game fun. What's great is that each faction is completely well designed in a way that, so each faction feels like a good game. For the first time you play a faction, and you just feel like this excitement because you go, I have 5 more factions to play. It's almost like I have 5 more games to play in this one box. That's so exciting. And I could keep going on about all those different things, but what makes this game my number 1 of the year is actually just this one simple thing. The people that I love to play games with, whether they're the gamers that I love to play games with or just my friends and family, almost all of them love this game. And that is huge. The fact that they all love this game means that they're excited, and so am I when we bring it to the table. I don't have to like convince anyone. This means that I get to play it with a bunch of people that I love playing games with. It is exactly what I want in a game because I get to play it with people I love. So it's perfect. For those reasons, this game has got to be my #1 new game I played in 2019. My wrist is hurting from holding these games up like this. This is not good. If any of those games stuck out to you and you go, that actually sounds really fun, I want to check that out, I'll link the Amazon pages to all these games in the description. Yeah, thank you for sticking around and hanging out with me as I just talk about some games I love. Hopefully that was fun for you, because it was fun for me. If you agreed with these games, if you were like, yeah, that's a great list, let me know what you thought. What are some of your favorite games out of these? Or if you played a new game this year that I didn't even talk about, let me know what those are as well. I would love to hear that. If you disagreed, bring it on. Thanks for hanging out.